what happens in a BRPL control room, India-Pakistan match.
See, any SCADA control room, so there is a AI-enabled prediction mechanism with us.
Delhi, like if you take this city, has been doing a lot of electric buses that we have seen, like 3,000 plus electric buses have been running, and there is a lot of bus depots that are there.
We are aware of the EV charging or the e-bus charging by the plan that we have from the Delhi Transport Corporation.
What's the vision? Shall we talk about 2047, the Viksit Bharat 2047?
Where it is the skies are clean blue and a lot of green power coming in, the rooftop solar, the electric vehicles coming in, seamlessly charging smart homes.
So there is another sort of a problem that people see. So this could be a cyber security.
If you are connecting a grid through a SCADA. Now this software, when it is connected to the hardware which are there in the field, now these protocols are supposed to be coded in a way which is cyber secure. Our Honorable PM and the government, they have talked about Viksit Bharat, which is developed India, and we are envisioning Viksit Delhi, which is the developed capital of the developed nation.
Do your friend still text you, light gayi hai yaar? What is that one project that you would want to be remembered by 2047? Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of What's the Vision. Today, my guest on the show is Abhishek Ranjan. He's the CEO of BRPL. He's been powering 2.5 million homes in Delhi. Before you start listening to the conversation, do help us in subscribing this channel, What's the Vision. And the audio experience of this podcast will also be available on Spotify. Enjoy the show. So Abhishek, tell me what happens in a BRPL control room when there is an India-Pakistan match or Delhi is celebrating Diwali?
See, any SCADA control room is the nerve center of any DSO or distribution utility. So, be it a summer period, be it a cricket match, be it a Diwali, be it a hot summer day, 24/7 the people are engaged and they pre-plan it.
Yes.
So what happens is, we know Diwalis or maybe a cricket match or maybe a hot summer day, we are prepared for it. So there is a AI enabled prediction mechanism with us, which we developed around 8 years ago. And therefore we know what kind of load curve, what kind of load. Even now we have started feeder level mapping and prediction. So we know which areas and which feeders are going to give us jitters. So there are two levels of planning. One is on a day ahead basis, we plan for the power. And in the intraday also, the people are ready. The real-time market is a very good boon, which comes as a balancing market. Okay. And second is the local feeders. So our system operation team is ready with the switching operations. What are the backup feeders to which the loads have to be switched on? So long story short, it is all about preparedness.
Yes.
So the usage of the technology, the people are smart, 24/7 manned control room with state-of-art SCADA, and now we are implementing ADMS as well, which gives them a complete control over the grid right up to 11 kV. The next thing what we have planned is the digital twin of the low voltage network right up to the customer meter. So that gives us, arms and ammunition to the lowest level. So the SDOs, the sub-divisional officer in the field, they have a mini control room. So from there, what they do is they have a clear visual of the local area. So the SCADA control room is the central one, which is up to 11 kV outgoing, and then there are regional, or you can say division-wise mini control rooms.
So no chaos. So everybody's chill about the fact, okay, everything is controlled, under control, I would say, in any situation.
Correct.
Wow. So great to know that. And tell me one thing. So whenever people get an electricity bill, then only they remember, okay, this is a DISCOM, okay, or this BRPL. But do a DISCOM do a little more than that? Please tell us.
In fact, the Electricity Act 2003 of the Government of India entrusts the distribution utility or a DISCOM with multi-functions. So we are known mainly for the bills that we produce or we give it to them on the month end and the collections that happens.
Yeah.
But there are many more things which are to be done. Three broad pillars I would like to tell you, which are there in a distribution utilities job function. First is the customer side. So that is much more known to the people because we are giving them new connections, we are enhancing the load, we are giving solar connections, EV connections, giving them the bills, and they are paying the bills. We are providing them all the different interfaces like customer help desk, Digi Seva Kendra, Bijli Seva Kendra, all those things. So that is customer side.
Yes.
But people, what they don't know about the other two pillars, which are very essential to support this customer pillar. So as we all know, the electricity cannot fly as a microwave.
True.
Okay, like telecom, cellular phone that you have, you don't need, nowadays landlines are almost dead.
Yes, of course.
Okay, that you are aware.
Yes.
So everything that you're doing is in the air, the
Yes.
bandwidth. But unfortunately, electricity can't. As of now, it's not there.
Yes.
So therefore, there have to be wires. The people, as you might have seen, there are poles, there are transmission lines, distribution lines that are very much visible.
Yes.
Okay. So the other main function is of maintaining this electrical wired network. So there is a planning going in. There is a whole team which forecasts the load growth. There is again a modeling team.
Okay.
It's a very scientific process. And the third pillar is purchasing the power. So the power has to be supplied. The supply constitutes of two things, as I told you. One is the content part, the power. Second is the carriage part, which is the network I'm talking about. So the third pillar is the content part.
Okay.
So where we have to purchase that power because we are not generating power. So we are purchasing the power. Of late, you, the consumers, have also become prosumers. You are producing also and consuming also.
True.
So through your rooftop solar. So when you produce through your rooftop solar, you are connected to the grid, okay, to the distribution network. And whatever you use, and the balance you supply to the grid automatically. You don't come to know of it. There is a net meter which records everything, and you are getting paid for it. Right. So nowadays, what is happening is the DISCOM, that is us, we are becoming more friends of the consumers in the sense that we are partners.
True.
Right. So we are helping them reduce their bills. We are helping them improve the quality of the power and also supplying them with the reliable power. And that is what our endeavor is.
Very nice. Good to know. And is BRPL is the only one who's supplying electricity in Delhi? Or there are other discoms
There
also?
are 5 distribution utilities which are there. Primarily the BSES, which is supplying to about 2/3 of Delhi. True. So BRPL is BSES Rajdhani and BSES Yamuna is the second entity. BSES Rajdhani is supplying to the south and west of the part of the Delhi. BSES Yamuna is supplying to the eastern Delhi major and some portion of the central Delhi. Okay. Together we are supplying to 2/3 of Delhi. Right. So over 5 million, 5.3 million customers.
Wow. And right? Under BRPL, if I'm correct, there are around 2.5 to 3 million itself.
No, it is about 3.3 million.
3.3 million.
Metered connection.
Very nice.
Okay, so these are metered connections. So if you multiply by 4, supposing one household is having 4 members, we are supplying to more than 12 million people. Yeah. Okay. So, and then you have Tata Power DDL, which is primarily north of Delhi. Okay. And then the rest of the two are New Delhi Municipal Council, which is in the Chanakyapuri area and the embassy areas. The third one, a very small one, is about 50 megawatt load is in the Delhi Cant area, which is military engineering services. Okay. So to give you an idea, BSES Rajdhani is catering to about 3.8 gigawatt of load, peak load. And BSES Yamuna is about say 1.5 to 1.6 gigawatt of load. Okay. Total Delhi met this year 8.4 gigawatt. Right, last year it was 8.5 gigawatt.
Very nice. So that's a good context for people to understand, for our audience also, where exactly each discom in Delhi is doing and how Delhi is faring this. And you talked about your team in BRPL, which does a lot of work. How big is that team, and what are some invisible work that they do at the back end, which we might even not be aware of as a consumer, as a user of that electricity?
So as a consumer, you are aware of our customer facing team. Yes. So there are customer help desks in each of the divisions. So for example, Janakpuri or Tulakabad or maybe Hauj Khas or West Delhi, Vikaspuri, etc. So what you see is our customer facing team. Okay, so you would have seen the business managers, customer care officers, linemen, and maybe the technical feasibility engineers. That is only one part of it. Yes. The other grand part is the system operations team. What do you mean by system operation? I remember I told you about the network planning,
Yes.
network upgrade, and then there is a system. That means when you purchase the power has to be, I'll use a technical jargon called scheduling,
Okay.
scheduled.
Yes.
So in India, the power settlement happens every 15th minute.
Okay.
So in 24 hours, there are 96 such 15-minute time blocks. So
Yes.
therefore, it is a 24/7 operation.
I know.
So when you say system operation, there is a team which is sitting 24/7 who is doing such scheduling and settlement.
Okay.
Okay. So this is commercial part of it. Which
And
is
why do just hold on that? Why do even we have to purchase these power? Like as Delhi, if we say, why is it even required?
correct. A very good question. So inside Delhi, the power generation capacity is not sufficient to meet the entire supply demand. Okay, we have 3 gas-based power plants,
Mhm.
and then few waste to energy plants, and then it's about 300 megawatt of, which is growing now, rooftop solar plants, which are not sufficient. As I told you, 8,000 megawatt is the peak demand.
Yes.
So therefore, we have to purchase power from outside the state,
Okay.
and there are mechanisms established by the Act, Electricity Act.
What
As to-
quantum? What quantum is what we are purchasing?
Yeah.
From?
So that would be almost maybe around 80%, 80 to 90% of the power is being purchased from outside. Balance around 10 to 15% is being supplied from within the Delhi. That is also being purchased.
Okay.
So we are purchasing from Delhi utilities, and
Okay.
we are purchasing from utilities like NTPC, NHPC, BBM. These are all central utilities.
Yes.
Okay. So we are, and the rates at which we are purchasing also is determined by the commission.
Okay.
Right. So we are not controlling the rate. So for example, if I'm purchasing something from Delhi utility, the rate which I have to purchase from is to be determined by Honorable Delhi Commission.
Okay.
And when I'm purchasing from NTPC or NHPC, which is a central utility, the rate is determined by Central Commission.
Okay. It's already fixed.
It's already fixed. So
Okay.
it's not in my hands.
Okay.
And and then whatever new procurement that we are doing, for example, you might have heard of Solar Energy Corporation of India, SECI.
Yes. Yes.
So many bids are coming up, solar plus battery storage, etc.
Yes. Yes.
So these are also competitively bid,
Okay.
right? So SECI, for example, floats a RFP or a tender, and the developers bid for it, and then SECI signs a agreement for purchase of power from the developer, which is called Power Purchase Agreement, right?
Okay.
And on the back of it, SECI signs a sale agreement with us, which is a power sale agreement. So SECI purchases power from those developers at a competitive bid rate and supplies the same power at the same rate to us, sells it
Got
with
it.
some trading margin. So these are all competitive bid.
Good
Okay,
to know
so
that.
whatever purchase that we do, either the tariff is being determined by the respective commission, or they are adopted by the respective commission, which has been competitively discovered in the market.
True. True. So you were talking about that 15-minute thing and 96 slots that you have, and your team has to keep continuously working on it.
Yes,
Tell us more about that. Yeah.
exactly. So this is interesting. So this we started in 2017, and when we automated most of the part of it. So for example, the demand forecasting was to start with. We do a day ahead demand forecasting for all the 96 time blocks of the day. Like the day starts at 00 hours, as you are aware.
Yes.
So every day before 10 a.m., the demand forecast for the next 24 hours in 15-minute time blocks. That means 96 such values are predicted using an AI model.
Very nice.
Right?
Yes.
And this is encompassing your historical trend, your weather parameters, temperatures, maybe other things like, for example, if it is a holiday or it's going to be declared a holiday, or it's a seasonality impact also. These all things are embedded inside the AI based model. Okay.
Sure.
And then the team also decides as to whatever agreements that we have, as I told you, agreements, right? So agreements that you have, whether we are able to meet that demand from those plants or not.
Yes.
If we are not, then we are placing the bids on the power exchanges. In
Okay.
India, as you know, there are wholesale power market, which is power exchange. IEX, for example, there are 2 more exchanges are there. IEX has the majority share. So they determine as to how much power has to be bought from the market at competitively bid rate. They are discovered, And then if there is a surplus, we also sell in the market. Why? Because as per the, and then again I'll use a jargon. There is a regulation. There's a discipline.
Okay.
You have to. I'll give you an analogy. You drive on the roads, right? There are traffic rules.
Yes.
You have to
Comply.
comply with the traffic rules, the red light, green light,
Yes.
neon light, and then zebra crossing, of those things, right? So there are traffic rules. Similarly, we have rules, and that set of rules is called grid code.
Grid.
Grid code, CODE.
Grid code. Okay.
Grid code. And that grid code is being determined by the CERC, India Electricity Grid Code Regulations, 2022, latest one, 2023 in fact.
Okay.
And then there is a Delhi State Grid Code. So these grid codes define a set of rules as to how I am going to schedule power from a plant with which I am having an agreement, how I am going to schedule power by purchasing it from the grid, and how I have to purchase adequate power to ensure that it matches with the demand that I have forecasted.
Yes, true.
So that the gap between the demand and my power, whatever purchase or scheduled, should be zero, ideally. Zero deviation.
Okay. Yeah.
And why is it important? So sometimes you might have heard that the grid frequency, there is a measurement called grid frequency, 50 hertz.
Yes.
So in India, the grid frequency is 50 hertz. What is this grid frequency? Grid frequency is the metric or a measurement to ensure that the grid supply and demand are met or balanced. Okay. So if it is ideal 50 hertz, that means exactly the demand and supply are matched.
Okay.
But ultimately, it doesn't happen that way. You might have seen the ECG report. So the lines here and there like this.
Yes.
Electrocardiogram.
Yes.
If you see the frequency curve, it looks very similar to that.
True.
And why? Because there are so many generators and millions of customers across the country. And their demand patterns have varied proportions. They are variable. There is a chaos. And therefore, when the demand and supply is not matched exactly, which is not, so therefore the frequency is going up and down. Okay. Right? So this is how we trying to do that the frequency tends to be near 50 hertz. That is what the planning is. And that is using the second thing. I talked about day-ahead demand forecast.
Yes.
Now when the day starts, we have the AI-based software which predicts demand on a 15-minutely basis every 1 hour, rolling. So, and it takes into consideration the changes on the day. Weather changes.
Yes. I was about
right.
to, yeah.
Weather changes like rainfall, windy day.
Yes.
A lot of humidity. Right. All these things have a very important pollution, fog, smog.
But that's all happening at the back end. The system is taking care of that.
System is taking care of.
Like suppose some storm has come up, it'll be understanding.
It will be recorded. So again, so if I may use the word called radar, RADAR, radar.
Yes.
You might have heard of radar.
Yes.
So there is something called weather Doppler radar. Okay. So Delhi has one. Okay. So that radar is our eye in the sky. You get to know what thunderstorm, where from, what speed, what time.
So while it's coming, you get to know. Very nice.
Right. So that is embedded. People have it there on screen in the control room. It's already there on IMD website.
Wow.
And then there is 10-day ahead prediction also. So next 10 days, what is going to happen?
Okay.
We approximately know that it's going to rain around say 5th of November or 4th of November, something like that. And though it gets, these are all models, right? Weather models.
Yeah.
So that is now becoming very essential, and that is another area we are now getting into, weather modeling and weather modeling forecasting. Right. So this is all at the back end.
Sure. And what if this forecasting, the demand forecasting that you're going just deviates from 2% to 3%?
Exactly.
Does that impact it very high?
No. So earlier it was. See, whenever there is such kind of variation, there has to be a balancing reserve.
True. Yeah.
Just give you an example. Like, for example, you keep some grains in your home, wheat or whatever it is. You never cook food every day. You go to the market and you don't do that.
Yeah.
So you keep some reserve in your home, right?
Yes.
Keep for the rainy day. That's what we do. So we have, and that is also being determined by the grid code. The grid code says how much reserve has to be there. and there is another ancillary services regulation. So earlier, 2002, 2003, 2005, and those days, such reserves were very minimal. Nowadays, with the real-time market in place, market mechanism I was talking about, which is settled every half an hour in a 24-hour period.
Okay.
So that is one of the very good balancing reserve. Apart from that, there are certain quantum which is left unscheduled in our power plants. And this is a very, thanks that you brought this topic. This is called flexibility in the grid.
Flexibility.
Flexibility.
Okay.
So the reserves offer you flexibility. So as a thumb rule, you said no. So the error becomes large. Maybe you predicted that the forecast would be X percent.
Yes.
It became Y%. So X minus Y% is the error.
Yes.
So corresponding to this error, and there is a pattern in the error. So this error might be huge on a thunderstormy day,
Sure.
might be very low during October, April when the weather is very smooth right now.
Yes.
Okay, as we are speaking today. So the reserve requirement today might be very less, but during thunderstormy days, it might be higher.
Higher.
So we plan for reserves also.
And when you talk about this planning, and Delhi, like if you take this city, has been doing a lot of electric buses that we have seen, like 3,000 plus electric buses that have been running, and there is a lot of bus depots that are there. There is some electricity boom that might have happened because of this, specifically on the peak load, maybe during the night. So how is BRPL doing, or how they are forecasting this is, and what are the malls coming up? What are such things that are coming up within the city? How do you do that?
Correct. Very interesting question. A, we are aware of the EV charging or the e-bus charging by the plan that we have from the Delhi Transport Corporation, DTC.
Okay.
They tell us at these are the depots where we are going to bring in the buses. Now the plan is to electrify each and every bus.
Yes.
So we know which locations there may be halts, maybe big depots, maybe parent depots, they're all there.
Yes.
Right? And we are aware that those depots or those halts or those parent depots are being fed from such and such grid. So the additional load, like for example, 8 megawatt, 4 megawatt, 6 megawatt, such is the kind of range that is being demanded. And we know the load patterns also. Like in 24-hour period, when are they going to charge? There are two humps, as I would say. One is in the daytime,
Yes.
early morning, and then there is an evening time. Okay, so we have the load curves for each of these bus depots. So there we have a depot, or maybe in the west you have Mundela Kala, and so many.
Yes.
And similarly, this is the story for other discoms as well. Okay, we are aware of the load patterns which are there. So what we are now doing is we are exploring multiple which ways in which to charge the e-buses without jeopardizing the grid, because this is coinciding with the grid peak, especially in the summer season.
Yes.
Right?
Especially during the night, if I'm correct.
Night,
Yeah.
evening.
Yeah.
Okay. So we are now planning for certain aspects, like for example, if we can defer the bus charging by a few hours, that is one. Second is deploy storage, stationary storage at the bus depots where the bus charging happens at the night, and DC to DC charging. For example, I'm getting technical, I know, but just to improve upon the efficiency, reduce the losses.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
That's also important.
So initiatives are being taken.
Yes.
So the storage gets charged using solar power in the day when the buses are on the road.
On the road. Yeah.
Buses can't be charged then. So the stationary storage gets charged with the solar power. And the evening when the buses return, they are charged from that stationary power using the solar. So that becomes a green charging. Right. So these are some of the initiatives that we have now just initiated. And we would see some results in the next 1 year or earlier.
And similarly, whenever new things are coming up, that also is pre-planned basically.
Yeah.
You get all those plans from the different utilities and all
Yes.
that.
Yes. So for example, some malls are coming.
Yes.
New habitation is being planned.
True.
Maybe DDA is coming up with a new colony.
Yes.
Or maybe DSIDC is coming up with a new industrial development area. So we all are aware because the plans of these utilities or these different agencies are already there. So we are in constant touch with them. We know, like for example, in South Delhi, which places new colonies or new plotting is going to be happening. So there are schemes like PM Uday or other schemes are there. So we are aware, our people are aware that which area, what kind of load are going to come. So we plan for them in advance. For example, I'll give you an example. In West Delhi, we are planning for a solar plus storage complete network.
Solar plus storage. Okay. Yes.
Plus, and that is called Green Corridor project. So we are deploying Green Corridor. That means in anticipation of more solar and more load which is going to come up.
Okay.
Right now, the load in West Delhi is very minimal, mainly agricultural, which is also on the wane.
Yes.
Okay, but then the master plan, it is envisaged that the West Delhi is going to grow at a very faster rate. It's going to be more modern, more organized, and very high requirement of power. So we are now planning and going to implement the very interesting. What are the load centers basis which we are planning our grid stations, 33 by 11 kV grid stations, which are powerhouses.
Yes.
Right, and then also planning solar in the outskirts of Delhi, where the agri PV mainly.
Yes.
Right,
Yes,
so agri PV, it's not going to be converted, agri PV.
Okay.
And then storage as well, clubbed together at the site. So this whole planning is to ensure that there is a seamless green way of meeting the upcoming demand in anticipation of the things which are going to come in the next 5 years.
So it's not just a electricity now, but it's also an energy mix that you're talking about going green.
Yes.
Which is coming up with solar, the renewables that we talk about a lot.
Exactly. So 50% of our portfolio is already green capacity terms.
Right.
And the new PPAs, again, I'll use the term power purchase agreement, that we have signed are mostly solar plus battery storage. And we are deploying many storage projects within our distribution grid as well.
Okay, wonderful. And the West Delhi plan that you talked about, this is a 5-year or 10-year
No, it's going to be coming up in the next 2 years also.
Next 2 years.
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
So that's being planned ahead. Nice.
Yeah.
And a lot of places I've heard talking to you about energy, not dilemma, but a trilemma. What is that? So if it'll be wonderful to know that actually. And in context of Delhi, if that works, or in the context of India also, because you're represent, maybe it's a DISCOM sort of a thing that might be coming up. Yeah.
So energy trilemma is a global word. So trilemma meaning one is security, then there is equity, and then there is sustainability, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Security meaning the electricity or energy supply should be secured. It should not be like first come, first serve. It is secured. Equity.
So when you say first come, first serve, it's for the consumers, you're saying?
Yeah.
It's secured in that manner?
Consumers.
So everybody gets it?
Everybody.
That way?
Everybody.
Okay.
Energy security. So it also encompasses a concept called reliability. So the power has to be reliable.
Yes.
You should not have much of the load sheddings, for example.
Okay, that way. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. It has to be reliable 24/7.
24/7 continuous.
24/7 continuous power. Then becomes equity. So equity meaning when you talk about just energy transition, there are a section of society who are not able to afford the generic cost of electricity.
Yes. Of course.
Equity. So if you see this PM Surya Ghar Yojana where the government is providing capex subsidy, like in Delhi, we are fortunate to have both the central and the state government shouldering this responsibility, and also the government of Delhi is giving the generation based incentive in solar, which is unique in the country.
Okay.
So this way they are ensuring that the people at the bottom of the pyramid, that means low consumption, low income group, is getting self-dependent if they are solarized. That is equity.
First is getting the electricity itself at their home, and second
equity.
is on top of it that we are building this.
Equity. Yeah. And third is sustainability. So what is sustainability? Green electricity.
Okay.
So what is the carbon footprint? Meaning each unit of electricity that you are consuming, what was the carbon dioxide equivalent emission that was met?
Yes.
That has to be coming down. Otherwise, we know global warming and the temperatures soaring in, and therefore the glaciers melting, the hurricanes, the thunderstorms intensifying that we see here.
Yes.
If you simply Google the intensity of the number, that is frequency of the thunderstorms in Delhi itself has gone up in the last 5-6 years, if you simply Google. Okay. And then you talk about the whole South Asian subcontinent. You talk about the North American. You talk about anyway the Southeast Asia. The fury and frequency of the thunderstorms have gone up. Cyclones, tornadoes.
A lot of tornadoes, floodings, and all that.
Yeah, floodings happening. There is a real threat of these islands getting submerged. Okay, So that is evident. We can see this happening. And therefore, the fear is very much real. Earlier, people used to say this is not real, but this is real. We can see in our lifetime. So therefore, this sustainability aspect of the power or energy becomes very, very important. And I think most of the world countries, they're agile to it. For example, our own International Solar Alliance, for example, right, which was championed by India and France jointly, I think.
Yes.
And now we are championing the cause for the sustainable electricity, all this energy trilemma across the world.
Wow. Very nice. That's good to know actually. And because it's good to put in perspective this, what's the vision show we talk about 2047, the Viksit Bharat 2047, and there is a vision that people talk about, and I would like to have that vision from you also. But before talking going 20 years in the future, I want to go 20 years back, give the reference, okay, how we have progressed in Delhi, in your case, or probably in India also, but detailed in Delhi, and then where are we today, and how, what's your vision of 2047? So let's take us back to 20 years, like 2005, what were the picture of Delhi, and to 2025, what all have changed?
Surely. And this is what I mull upon most of the times. See, the privatization of electricity sector in the city of Delhi state happened in 2002. Okay, almost 23 years ago.
Okay.
So what happened then? The unbundling happened of the erstwhile Desu and Delhi Electricity Board, Delhi Vidyut Board. So the generation and the transmission remained with the government. I mean, they are government companies. They are incorporated in companies. But the distribution was privatized. And I mentioned it, the BSES and Tata Power, they were the two ones who took over.
Yes.
Losses were very, very high, 60%. Right? Now, the distribution losses at such a high level, the outages were very, very routine, power outages those days. People had to queue up to pay their bills. There was no proper customer care, for example, those days.
Yes.
And losses were on a rising spree anyway. There were frequent instances of transformer getting burnt. You can't imagine such thing happening in a capital of a country, but that was there.
The power outages, I would say, could be very common.
Yeah, those days, very common. 5 hours, 10 hours, even in urban part of the
Urban
day.
part, yeah.
Okay, people were very much dissatisfied. So they were not aware where to complain, whom to complain, what fault I have done. I'm not getting electricity. I am paying for it. For example, those who were paying, and they were saying, "Was why I'm not getting electricity? I'm paying for it."
Yes, of course.
Right. So this is my right, and they were correct. So total unrest, total chaos, and the utilities were bleeding.
Yes.
Okay, the Delhi utilities were bleeding. The costs were high. The government were giving subsidy again in rain, as you might have seen in this PFC reports of different utilities.
Yep.
Today we are at 6%. Okay, losses.
The losses. So 50% to 6% is what?
60 to 6.
60 to 6. Wow.
Okay. And now we are, I mean, this is at BSES level, and we are now targeting certain pockets which are maybe around, say, 15%, 12%, also to bring them down through various means, green means. For example, solarizing them. When you solarize them, the losses in the transmission, and distribution, they become lower. Why? Because the generation is happening at the demand center only.
Okay.
That is green power.
Oh yeah, sure. So there's no
Right?
transmission that's happening. It's there at that local level.
At the local level, getting generated there, consumed there.
Yes.
That loss part, the technical loss part is gone.
True.
Okay, and the theft part is also gone.
Yes.
So they don't have to tap.
So tell us about this theft part also. Like 20 years back, what was happening there, and how are you able to actually mitigate that?
First is you have to build trust in the mind of the people. You have to become more transparent. You have to earn that trust, and that's what we tried to do in the last 2 decades, right? Instead of, if you look at those days, customer centers, they used to be looking like killas, high walls, very small window. You can't barely see, I mean, who's there or not there.
Exactly.
And that was the need of then. Why? Because people used to be becoming very aggressive, and that was natural also. No? They were not getting services, and it's no fault of theirs.
Yes.
But then we said, no, let us face it. We invested a lot in the network, lines, cables, transformers at all voltage levels, one by one, bit by bit, with plant. Of course, that was all approved and vet by the regulatory commission. Everything we do has to be approved, and then only we can do.
Yes.
Right? And those all things are in public domain. So one is restoration of network, and that led to improvement in the quality of power supply, duration of power supply. That restored the faith. That is the bread and butter core. So that restored the faith of the people in us. And then we said, why do you want to go to that level to pay the bill? Why? No. We opened up multi-channels, web, then you have chatbots, customer help desks, customer health centers.
Okay.
We also initiated digital seva kendras, just like passport seva kendras you have.
So these are smaller units rather than a, because if I remember, people used to go to a BSES office and then pay the bill, right? And then you're talking about local small
offices,
seva kendras
seva kendra,
where they could be in a their local residential
areas, local areas, local, all the divisions and subdivision offices. Okay. So we came to their doorsteps. We call it Aapke Dwar.
Okay.
We went to your doorsteps. Okay. So then we became more accessible. Then we went more digital. How digital? So we UPI or QR code based payments, cards, and any FT, RTGS, all those means were enabled and integrated. Today, you can simply pay your bill through any of the UPI like PhonePe, Google Pay, Paytm, whatever.
Yes.
Bharat Pay. Sitting like this.
Yes.
You can pre-schedule your bill also.
Yes.
No tension at all. Need not go to any place.
Sure.
We have WhatsApp number based accessibility.
Yes.
So your registered mobile number is there. You can simply WhatsApp to a number, and from there you access many services like duplicate bill, payment of the bill, raise a complaint, raise a request, like for example, you want to shift a pole from outside your house to somebody else, somewhere else. Maybe there is a feeder pillar. Just to let you know, feeder pillar is a box, red color box you might have seen, which is the last mile from where the connection is coming to your house.
Okay, very nice.
Okay.
So next time we go around, we'll
you can figure it out. Red color feeder pillar box.
Okay.
So these requests now are there on their WhatsApp. It's there on their website. It's there on our mobile app. Suppose there is a street light related complaint.
Yes.
You can place it on the website.
Okay.
And it can be tracked. There's a whole 24/7 customer care sitting. We have a WhatsApp number I told you, and we have a customer care number as well. Okay. And there you have options. Option 1, 2, 3, 4 for solar, this new connection, this. So long story short, we opened up all the channels which would be at the fingertips of a customer to reach to us. And we are not stopping here. We are organizing virtual meets. Like in COVID days, we used to organize virtual RWA meets.
Okay.
Right? So where is the problem? What is your issue? Maybe, and how can you go solar? How can you buy energy efficient lamps and fans, air conditioners? How can we offer you energy audit services? You become more efficient. If there is a power related issues, if there is an issue related to new connection, we are coming to you. And after the COVID, we also started on the door, at your doorsteps.
And so these are all
RWAs. Everywhere in Delhi.
Okay.
Right.
But this is only, is that true only for BRPL, BYPL, or you're saying all Discoms in Delhi are doing?
All Delhi.
All Discoms in Delhi are doing that?
Yeah, all Delhi.
Okay.
All Delhi. All Delhi.
Well, because that's good to know, because I don't know if my RWA, because I stay in a DDA flat, my RWA is doing that. Are all these, the presidents of RWA coming together on a virtual call and like telling about the real situations in their RWAs?
Exactly. So just to give you a sense of it, we have our entire official machinery, people, right up to the subdivision level or the RW level at yours. We have 90 plus subdivision across Delhi in BRPL, right? Okay. So, for example, if you are staying in Mayur Vihar, which is our BSES Yamuna, all the RWAs in that Mayur Vihar are there on the WhatsApp group and other network of the BSES Yamuna office. They're all aware.
Okay.
So that means mostly your office bearers, the board members, right? So they are all aware of what is happening. But it altogether is a different matter whether they percolate it down to the people or not. So therefore, what we have started to do is we have started doing SMS blast or WhatsApp blast. What does it mean? We have the registered mobile numbers of our customers.
Yes.
Whenever we have certain schemes like, for example, energy efficient fan, AC, or maybe solar rooftop, we send it to each and every customer's mobile phone, SMS,
Everybody
WhatsApp,
gets to
email.
know that.
So therefore, we encourage, and I would request people that please get your correct mobile number registered with us.
True.
Otherwise, you'll not be able to receive those messages. And of course, other things. Like for example, we'll encourage people to look at our websites. We send these handouts in hard copy format through our bills, also in the emails, and through your mobile app, you can get to know what exactly is happening. We are also revamping further our mobile apps, and we started a very good service, which is one of its kind in the country, which is called behavioral energy efficiency, home energy report. For example, you might be aware or you might not be aware how much you are consuming, whether that is optimal, whether this is the most optimal way of doing it, whether your neighbor is doing better than you in terms of
And
consumption.
how do I get what is that parameter that we have to look, or is that my electricity bill will tell me about
No, it's not only electricity bill.
Okay.
So that is called home energy report. So we started this POC in 2018. We ran it for 3 years, and now it is under the regulatory approval process. We are going to restart it again.
Okay.
So you're going to get a monthly home energy report. What does it mean? Home energy report will carry your different analytical patterns of your own consumption, your neighbor's neighbor meaning not immediate neighbor. It's a anonymized data. Okay. And then the third portion is which is the best consumer amongst your lot, so that there is a competition.
Okay.
We have the data, right? So we have the
So
data.
when you say best, it's the more efficiently who's using it. How do you define a best?
Exactly. Here? So a similar household with a similar sanction load, with a similar connected load. What do you mean connected load? So number of ACs, geysers, fans, television, dishwasher, washing machine, or whatever gadgets are there.
Yes.
So we do the pilots and we do the survey. So we classify similar household.
Sure.
And then we have the data of consumption of each of the household, and we know which one is doing the best in terms of occupancy also. For example, similar occupancy. You can't say that I'll compare a house with a single occupancy with a 4 occupancy.
Yeah.
Can't be there.
Yes.
So there is a scientific definition of occupancy and similar houses. And therefore, the keyword here is randomized controlled trial, RCT. Again, a technical, sorry for this, but then there's a buzzword, a keyword which is called randomized controlled trial. So basis which we are selecting the customer. So this is again another way of reaching out to the customer, telling them how efficient you are, how can you reduce the bill. We give them tips also in the home energy reports. And look, for example, look here, I'll give you an example. There was one very senior officer who said that my bills are very, very high, but I am very efficient.
Okay.
Why should I get a very high bill? When we did the analysis through home energy report, we told them that you have a geyser which is running 24/7.
Wow.
And which is lossy. So then he said, yes, we have our elderly
An inefficient geyser.
Yes.
And that also
running
for 24/7.
So yes, we have our elderly parents for whom we have to have a geyser. So we said, yes, definitely, there should not be any curtailment in that, but you go more efficient. Here is what you can do. A, you go solar. B, you replace that lossy geyser with a more efficient. Yes. And then they reduce their bill drastically. Wow. So sometimes what happens is these insights actually give you something which is there, but it's not rightly visible to you.
I, as a consumer, as a user, I would also want to see something. So for example, I use a app called Crore for example, right? It gives you a spend analyzer and it tells you, okay, this is where you'll have put up. And this could be a good way of telling a consumer through your app, because that increases the usage of that app also, while you're also paying bills and other things. You tell me, okay, this is your consumption has been, this is the graph, because that is missed out today. And this is how it can be made better. And the thing that you talked about, the comparison with the neighborhood, not the exact neighbor, but the neighborhood can give you exactly, okay, this is where you are lagging. Today, I don't even have that report. But can we actually see that on a website of the Discom, the BRPL, or on an app that we have? Because
That,
today I am not aware of that as a user.
yeah, rightly so, because you are in Yamuna and Yamuna didn't do it.
Okay.
Then in 2018,
Okay.
see, there are three ways of looking at it. You can have access, and people, in fact, that was a pilot project, 2 lakh plus 200,000 people were actual beneficiary then. And now we are rolling out to almost all the consumers. Okay. Three places. One is the hard copy home energy report.
Okay. This
Right?
is coming nowadays.
That was
also.
coming.
That was coming.
Then,
Okay.
now it is going to come. This is under regulatory process now.
Okay. Nice.
Second is on the website where you can log on through your customer account number, CA number.
Yes.
That's on the bill.
Yes.
And there you can see all these analysis, which is there on home energy report.
Okay.
And also
that's again in the future, or we are currently.
That was there during the pilot.
Again,
all I'm saying is that has already happened. And
it's
now
not
it's going to happen.
It's again gonna happen now.
Yeah. That
Very
was
nice.
a pilot.
Great.
And third thing is mobile app. So on the mobile app, whatever you are looking at web widgets,
Yes.
it's called web widgets.
Yes.
So those web widgets will also be available on the mobile app, which
app.
was available then for 200,000 customer pilot customers. So that will give you exact analysis. Today also our mobile app today, they give you past 6 months consumption, but that is not enough. We are now going to make it more analytical. Okay, and this is, imagine this is without smart meter as of now.
Without, yeah.
When the smart meters roll in, we'll have more insightful insights, more granular insights.
Yes.
Right? But yeah, so for example, how much solar should you deploy, which is going to help you in terms of reduction of your bill? How much energy guzzling you can, for example, a fan is there. A typical AC fan is about 70 to 80 watts. Okay. And now they claim that the 5-star AC fan is about, say, 35 watt.
Yes.
Or 50 watt,
yes.
Something like that. BLDC fan is about, say, 27, 26 watt.
Yeah. We're using some BLDC fan.
That scheme is already going on for the last 7-8 years now. So Bureau of Energy Efficiency is already defined what is a 5-star fan. So that definition encompasses the air delivery capacity of the fan.
Yes.
And also the consumption of the electricity by the fan. Both factors are included.
Okay.
So focusing on 5-star energy efficient fans. I'll give you a story, very simple. I talked about 5 million customers, right? 50 lakh customers in BSES area.
Yes.
And Tatas, there are many more. A back of the envelope, so each of the household would have at least 2 fans. Assuming that each of the houses is running 80 watt fan, and that is running at least 8 months a year. At least 8 months a year. And some of these months are 24/7. They are running.
Yes, it is.
Right?
Yes.
If you replace all of them by a 30 watt or 27 watt BLDC or energy efficient fan, that means a reduction of 50
watts. Yes.
50 watt per fan. So per household, 15 to 200 watt.
Yes.
And that too for 24 hours.
Yes.
For 8 months. And multiplied by 50 lakh.
Consumers, yeah.
For only BSES area.
Yes.
And you add NDPL, that is Tata Power DDL and NDMC and MES.
Yes.
All you're going to get is not less than 500 megawatt power of reduction on an RTC round the clock basis, which is a humongous saving.
Wow.
And that's what we are focusing on now.
Wow. That's
so we are going to carpet bomb this fundamental to, and the business model is going to be, you do not pay anything extra. Whatever you are saving is what you're going to pay. You're not going to pay anything extra from your pocket. That is how the business. Otherwise, why should I? I'm already comfortable. Sure. Right? So I'll pay, suppose I'm saving, and the payback period for these fans are about 2 years. Live, they are guaranteeing for 5 years, but it will continue for 10 years or so.
It is, definitely. The guarantee should not be the limit to that.
Exactly. So 2 years is the payback period, even less than that in some cases. Even 1 year, 1.5 years. Okay. Sure. Now, when you do this, it is a saving not only for the customer. And I'll tell you, if you are consuming less than 200 units from the grid in the Delhi, you are bill is zero,
Yes.
right? That
Yes.
you are aware. You
Yes.
might also be a beneficiary of this,
No,
right?
my bill is generally higher, but
You
yeah.
know, but anyway,
But
I
yeah,
mean, if
in
you
some cases, in
so
some
if
months, we have
so, why
seen
don't you
that.
calculate?
Yes.
You calculate what is your load. I mean, without compromising on your cooling demand. If you turn to energy efficient lighting and cooling solutions,
Yes.
can you come down to 200? That is number one.
Exactly. Yes.
Number two, why can't you go solar as well?
True.
If you go solar, then you are meeting much of your cooling demand or whatever demand is from your solar
Solar
self consumption,
Yes.
and the rest you are going to, if you're at all you are not using, you're going to export. You're not curtailing, you are exporting, getting
Yes.
paid for
And
it
that's anyways happening automatically. You're not doing
automatically.
anything.
You don't have to worry about it.
Yes.
The net meter is there, you'll get to see everything on your monthly bill.
Yes.
You can also become a beneficiary of such things.
True.
Okay, and these are the insights we are now trying to reach out, and we are actively reaching out to the people under the PM Surya Yojana, having our foot soldiers on the ground with our analytical tools in place. For example, I come to your household, your CA number is known to me, your entire monthly consumption is known to me. There is a software simply I have. What I do is simply tap in two inputs. One is your CA number, which again fetches the data from SAP billing system.
Okay.
SAP is the billing system, billing data. And second is the latitude, longitude of your home. It automatically calculates how much solar is possible, including your shadow analysis.
Oh, wow.
How much generation it is going to make, what is the payback period for you, and how much electricity consumption reduction from the grid is going to happen for you, therefore reduction in the bill. Then and there, imagine I coming to your place, your home. So Priyadarshi, how do you like me to help you in making your bill zero? You said, wow, let me know how.
Please do.
Right?
Yes.
I'll simply open up that software within 5 minutes. Okay, you get a report and no charge for it.
So why is that you'll have to come? Why don't you give that in the facility in an app, and as a user
That's
somebody
what we
can
are
do
doing. Solar app.
that? Yes.
Both the pace. See, what happens is, even if there are some things in the app you are not able to see. May I ask you, when did you last use the app?
I've
BSES
not
app?
actually.
You're
I've
not.
Yeah.
There are many things in the app today itself.
So only when there is some sanction load to be changed, this is the only time that you go to the website actually.
Exactly.
Because your bills are being paid by some other app or some other ways. As you mentioned, UPI and everything is already there.
Now it is integrated to the app also.
Yes.
You can go to the app, from there only you can pay the bill, raise any issue, and now we are integrating solar there.
Very
We
nice.
are working on a solar app which would be integrated to our BSES business app, where from the same single app you are able to get the solar installed at your home and also receive your subsidy, both the central subsidy and the state subsidy, and also track your performance of the solar in future after the installation, and also track your generation based incentive being credited to your account by the utility on behalf of the government of Delhi.
Very nice.
So you should have one app for all these things, and that is what we are working on.
True. So that's great to know. From 2005, when we were traveled back to 20 years, 2025, a lot has changed. And more efficiency, we are working towards more efficient sort of a system that is there. Saving from power cuts to power choices now, as you talked about solar panels, the net metering and all that, smart meters also. But what's your now vision? Now let's take us to 20 years in the future. What's your vision for India 2047, and what do you see will change further now?
Exactly. Our honorable PM and the government, they have talked about Vikasit Bharat, which is developed India, and we are envisioning Vikasit Delhi, which is the developed capital of the developed nation. Okay, now how do you see development? Very recently, I was visiting one utility, European utility, and we just went on the road. How does it look like? Not in the control center. We went on the road.
Okay.
You can't see any those wires hanging, dangling anywhere. No poles except street light poles, which are also very smart.
Okay.
Everything is clean, blue skies. The substations are not mounted on your double poles and eyesore to your eyes. You might have seen them, no? The distribution transformer on the poles.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
It's so clearly visible at
Clearly
a lot
visible.
of places. Yeah.
They're all covered. Many
So you
places
not
underground.
know that there is a
Yeah,
transformer unless
And
somebody
even
tells
if,
you.
and even if they are there, they are green and they are already hidden in the entire ecosystem. I mean, they are visible on the roadside, but you can't make out what is it. And
Yes.
this is completely safe. No electrocution, no shocks, no water logging. Okay. So electricity is there, but it's not there.
Yes.
It's not visible.
Yes.
Reliability is very, very paramount. For example, SID, I'm sorry for using this technical jargon. Now, number of minutes of outage of power
Okay.
per customer per year.
Okay.
That is in duration. Number is frequency.
Number is frequency. Okay.
Frequency. SIFI. System average interruption frequency index.
Okay.
And there is a duration. Duration of power outages per customer per year.
For example, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 1 hour,
Yeah.
whatever that is. Yeah.
So currently in Delhi is about 1.5 to 2 hours
Okay. Per year, you're saying?
per year,
Very
per
nice.
annum,
Wow.
per customer. This is not wow.
And is that, yeah,
It's
I
not
wanted
wow.
to come to that. So is that something that is comparable to other states? If we see, where do we stand? Is that,
No, we are better enough than other states.
are we the
in
best?
India.
Are we the best today?
Except very few Discoms, very small ones like Dadra, Nagar Haveli, or these
Okay.
very, very small ones.
Okay.
Like even in Mumbai, because Mumbai, most of the network is underground. Most of the network.
Wow. Okay.
Or maybe even Chandigarh, which is very small.
Okay.
They might be, but they are also not within minutes.
Okay. So this is
Maybe
this
they
you're
are
saying
within
1.5 hours as on today in Delhi.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Now, but why do you compare with other states in India? I mean, compare yourself with Singapore. What you know? What is the SID there?
No.
Few minutes, 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 4 minute.
Now that's a wow.
Okay. Now, but they are very, very tiny nation, and entire network is underground. There is no crosswalks happening. When I say crosswalks, like suppose I have laid my underground cables, right?
Yes.
But those places again, other agencies are working. DJB, for
Yes.
example, Jal Board, they will be digging.
No new digging that happens.
Yeah. So that is damaging the cables. Those things are not happening there in Singapore. So therefore, they are in few minutes. California is about 18 minutes. Okay. So we can't exactly compare to Singapore because we are not that kind of very small, compact and super urbanized area. We have rural areas as well. We are developing. But by 2047, I feel that most of these developments within the city of Delhi would have been completed. And we would have transformed to a very neat and clean sky.
Yes.
Very closed, maybe we are doing a lot of projects now, underground substations.
So the new ones that are coming up is that?
Yeah. Underground substations, completely underground. You will hear soon.
The whole substation is
DT
underground.
substation underground.
Okay. Nice.
11 kV network is underground.
Yes.
The input to the DT itself is
It's
underground. And the DT output cables are also underground.
Okay. Is that something first in India?
One of the first, I would say.
One of the
There are
first.
other areas which have done, but this is not very generic.
Yes.
One of the first, completely underground.
And it's all safe also.
All
Also.
safe.
For
All
a long period.
Yeah, long period.
Hmm.
Japan has been doing it, no? Tokyo. TEPCO is there,
Okay.
for example. Even in Germany, Europe, for example, they're doing it. Especially island nations like Japan, where the space is a premium, which is true for Delhi as well.
Yes.
They're doing it. They have been doing it for so long.
So can you have a home build up if there is something like this?
It is already there, no?
Okay.
So, for example, dry type, again I'm using a jargon, dry type transformer, meaning there is no oil inside the transformer.
Okay.
They are being used to be placed in the basement of the buildings in city like Mumbai.
Okay.
They're already there.
Okay. But then there is an access to this. So if you'll have to rectify something, so there is an access to this.
Obviously.
But there can't be in home build, but yeah, home, a basement, and then there could be a transformer because there is access.
That is one. Second is on the roads. Beneath the roads.
Beneath the roads. Yeah. Yeah, that's also true. Yeah.
That's
You
what
have
we
a
are
lot
doing.
of pipelines going on. Why
Yeah,
not
yeah.
this one?
Beneath the roads, on the side of the pavement,
Yes.
beneath the fields, parks.
Yes.
In the corner of the park, you see them hanging up in the sky. They can go all underground.
Underground.
And all safe. No water logging, no earthing issues, no shock, nothing. Okay. So this way you are going to save the space. You are going to clean the aesthetics, everything.
Yes.
And that's what I foresee. And this is not going to take 20 years, Priyadarshi. So this is going to start, and it's already started very soon. You would hear this on 30th of this month. We have already converted a stretch as a very sample showcase in West Delhi, and where the entire stretch of the colony you will see, and I can show you pictures also that will be online very soon. It is just like you are in Europe. I mean, no, not even broadband wires, telephone wires, everything underground.
It's getting just very hectic in Delhi nowadays.
Everything
because of
underground.
this wire,
Because the broadband and cable wires are all dangled here,
Yes.
there, no mess. It's a mess.
And it just stays. So even if that broadband is gone from that home, it stays.
So
Nobody's there to cut that
there,
down.
we were fortunate enough to coordinate with these big companies, telecom companies, and the local cable wallas and all. The boss, please, and of course with the blessings of the local establishments, public people, public figures,
Yes.
MLAs, and the government, with their support, things can be done. All I'm saying is things can be done, have been done here, and that's not only thing. We also digitized each and every bit, right, starting from the distribution transformer low voltage till the customer meter, each and every bit, pole, feeder pillar, LT line, last mile line, and then the meter. How does it help? It is going to help me in reducing the SID, because whenever there is a fault, today lot of time is spent in localizing the fault. Where is the fault?
Finding the fault, basically. Yeah.
But there the dashboard itself blinks.
So it's a control system where you can see where exactly the fault is.
Immediately. If it is self-healing, auto heal ho jayega. But then, when it is blinking, you can send in your lineman there immediately to fix it up.
Yes.
Immediately there. So
Yes.
the restoration time reduces a lot.
True.
So that is where we have tried to make a showcase. And that's how I vision my Delhi, where it is the skies are clean blue and a lot of green power coming in, the rooftop solar, the electric vehicles coming in, seamlessly charging, smart homes. And I'm not talking about fiction or a kind of things. I am looking at these dreams with open eyes. We are doing it. So clean skies, then electric vehicles, providing power to the grid flexibility, peer-to-peer trading markets in the city of Delhi. The regulations are already in right now. So smart homes and microgrid within the grid. We did this pilot in 2021 in Shivalik microgrid, and still today it is there, where battery plus solar plus EV charging is there connected to the grid. Okay. So
that's a smaller grid. Again, as you talked about, microgrid within a microgrid.
Yeah. And then you have bigger ones, battery storage like Kilocrete, 20 megawatt, 40 megawatt hour battery storage that we did April this year.
Yes.
And that is a landmark in the entire South Asia. First commercially allowed, that means approved by the regulatory commission, and it's making a lot of profit. I mean,
first commercially allowed
by the regulatory commission in South Asia.
In South Asia, okay. And why it has been so difficult as on till today?
Exactly. So the story for this battery storage started in 2018, 2019. When we went first to the commission, they said the cost is very, very high, the benefits are very low, and they were correct. But the battery prices have sharply fallen in late 23, early 24.
Yes.
Right? All these innovations happening in Chinese manufacturing capacity. The quality also improved. Safety aspects improved. And second thing is, we are integrating more and more variable renewable energy into the grid. Therefore, the market prices are also on a higher side on certain times of the day.
Okay.
So there were more arbitrage opportunities. So long story short, the cost to benefit ratio has improved drastically over the last 2 years. And therefore, it was difficult earlier. But if you simply Google today, lot many battery storage projects are coming up. Not only at the large scale, which is generation coordinated, which is connected like in Rajasthan, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh.
These are some state,
but in the distribution grid. So in the distribution grid, the battery storage is very rare in India as of now. Gujarat has done it at the sub-transmission level, GetCo.
Okay. So you're saying GetCo would be the generation side?
Transmission.
Achha, transmission.
Transmission.
Transmission level.
110 kV.
Generation, then the transmission, and the distribution.
Then
So midstream is where they've done it.
Yeah. So they have done it, meaning they have floated the tender. They are yet to be installed.
Okay. They're doing that. They're in process of doing it.
Yeah. Tenders have been floated. Tenders have been done. The construction is on. Probably one of the first battery storage in Getco area is going to be commissioned likely by December this year.
Wow.
Okay.
Nice.
The distribution is this one is the commercially first one approved by the commission. Some pilots were done earlier.
Right.
In fact, we did the pilot, and that was also commercially approved at distribution transformer level, kilowatt level,
Kilowatt level. Okay.
small distribution transformer.
But it's a good pilot to see
that was
this
done
works.
in 2020, 2021. Okay, and that led us to conclusion that yes, it is doable. And Touchwood last 7 months now, the thing at Kilokri has been running, and now the commission is confident, and we are also confident that many more such projects might come up.
Wow. And by 2047, do you think that the mix of renewables that we talk about would be 100%, or would that still be somewhere around a little lesser? And second thing is, we talk about a lot on data, the UPI, the peer network that we are. Will that be very common that time? It's like, okay, you want some transaction to happen. This could be very simple. Do you envisage that
Oh
also?
yes, oh yes, oh
Or
yes.
will it even take 20 years, or it can happen
No,
before that?
Oh
Okay.
yes, I'm telling you. See, a few years ago, we didn't know about UPI, Unified Payment Interface, UPI. This Paytm, Google Pay, Phone Pay, all those were very new to us. We were very apprehensive. I mean, what is this? This is immediately debiting from my account.
Yes.
This is a fear to me, right? But today, I mean, I'll talk myself. I go to purchase vegetables in the market, right? All of them has those QR cards.
All yes.
Immediately, I'm using it for making a transaction as low as maybe 5 rupees, 10 rupees, 20 rupees, 22 rupees.
Yes.
Right? Very securely, instantly, and visibly.
Yes. Visibly. Yeah.
Okay. I emphasize the same thing for energy very soon. Unified Energy Interface,
Yes.
UEI. Now, the government of India in June this year, they have formed a committee on India Energy Stack.
Yes.
So I am also a member.
You are also.
there.
Yeah, we got to know.
So India Energy Stack is exactly the same thing. How to do the UPI movement in the energy, and that for that to be done, as I said, UPI could be done very fast. Why? Because for financial transactions to happen, everything is happening wireless.
Yes.
No wires. But here you need wires, and therefore you need a digital twin of the entire wire. That becomes a precursor.
So when you say digital twin, what exactly is that?
Yeah.
So are it redundant sort of a thing?
No, it's not redundant. So for example, there are wires running all through in the streets,
Yes.
houses, your meter, your plugs are here, all these wires are there. So you are creating a digital twin, meaning you are creating a model of the same, small model, exactly replicating the same on your system.
Control system, basically.
Control system.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Right? So when you're doing that, that means you are able to simulate exactly the way it would behave on the real network in your system.
In your system, yeah.
And that gives you a lot of power. What kind of power? So for example, you can say that, okay, Priyadarshi, this is the amount of solar that you have, and this is the prediction in the peer-to-peer market prices for tomorrow. It makes sense for you to export this solar and sell the thing in the market and make more money. Of course, that is subject to the local grid conditions, and that is also taken care of. Just like it is being taken care of in the central market, IEX level, where the Grid Controller of India is making the technical validation. So the DSO, that is us, will provide the technical validation, whether it is safe for the injection of this power in the grid at that point in time or not.
Real time.
So there is an AI-powered app which is going to tell you, Priyadarshi, that it makes sense for you not to charge your battery storage in your home with the solar, but you export it and make arbitrage, make more money. In some other days, it will tell you it makes sense for you to charge your battery and use that battery to avoid a TOD, time of day tariff in the evening today. All these things automated.
Nice.
Seamless. Right? This is how you see yourself. And that too, the UPI and UI layered together. Like two sides of the same coin, which is customer. Imagine you are having solar power. Today you are trading with only the utility. You are exporting to the utility, they are paying you at a regulated rate. Tomorrow you are able to share and trade with your peers within the same utility.
Yes.
Day after tomorrow you are trading with anybody within the Delhi. And day after tomorrow, you are selling and trading the power with anybody anywhere in the country.
Ah.
And I might be wrong, but then if this one sun, one world, and one grid becomes common, you are trading the electricity with maybe Middle
Anywhere in
East,
the world.
or maybe Europe, or maybe US, or
Wow.
Australia, anywhere, right?
Wow.
So 2047, I anticipate that this peer-to-peer thing is going to happen at least across the cities in the country, if not each and every village. Most of the things in urban infrastructure would be underground, more stable, because by that time the development, the digging would have more or less ceased. By that time we would have been more mature. Air would be more clean, and it will not take 20 years. It will be much faster than that.
Sure.
Consumers becoming more empowered, more automated. The energy electricity uh, convergence is going to happen. Today the share of electricity is about 18% in the entire energy mix.
Yes.
That is going to go up by 2047, 35%, 40%, something.
Okay.
And the share of renewable electricity in this electricity was going to be very high. It's not going to be 100%. There is going to be some amount of coal, but then non-fossil, which is other than coal and gas, is going to grow up. Solar, battery storage, distributed solar. Then you have wind, you have biomass, waste to energy, nuclear, small nuclear plants.
Definitely. So the coal may
Hydro.
not go away, but yeah, the percentages of
Percentage
their
is going to
mix
it's going to
should drastically go down.
yes, and then you are going to be more, it's going to be more visible. So smart buildings are going to be the order of the day.
Yes.
Each and every home would be smart, and we already have Alexas and Google devices, Echo,
Yes.
and many more to
Everywhere
come.
at home.
They're already there, no?
Yes.
Even in my home, I have integrated some of these electronic devices to my Alexa.
Same here. Yeah. Even in your car, you can
Car,
talk.
yeah,
You
I'm
can
doing
talk
that.
and do a lot of things.
Exactly.
Similarly, it's happening with you.
So charging schedule of the car is aligned with other loads. It's already programmed through the app. It will charge only at this hour, or that hour.
Got it. Thank you. So that was great to know, Abhishek. Tell me, sir, what will happen? So we know that you started your journey in an IT firm, even though you are an electric engineer, and that's why we know how this Discom and all these things have been going so nicely well in Delhi. Uh, because you started your journey with IT, we've seen a lot of data, we see a lot of AI and ML things that you talk about. And when we talk about the vision of 2047, how do you think? So there is another sort of a problem that people see. Example, this could be a cyber security. So how do you think that a BRPL or any discoms is ready to solve such a problem? And could there be a situation of a digital blackout? How do you think you are well equipped to solve that problem in the future? Or maybe probably not today, but in the future. Yeah.
Definitely. See, any new advancement which happens, be it AI or explosion of the data, lot many data, the data was already there since beginning, but it was trapped. So now the data sources have grown and there are multiple interfaces. You see, simply the points which are creating such data points have gone multifold.
Yes.
Millions of inverters, solar inverters, millions of meters, smart meters, millions of these smart devices providing demand response services, smart plugs, all those devices which are connected to the grid and communicable.
Hmm.
They are the sources of gigabytes and terabytes of the data.
Yes.
And they are also the potential sources of threats to the digital grid.
Yes.
Okay, so we are now converting the electrical grid into the digital grid. So all those relays, controls, the way you communicate with your circuit breakers, I'm going slightly technical, I have to, because when you control those lines or transformers, there has to be certain controllers. They are called circuit breakers, for example.
Yes.
Makers and breakers. But these breakers, somebody is not going to go there and hit with a rod and make it work. No. It
So
has to
basically,
work
whenever there is a
switching.
issue, this circuit breaks and the system stops.
So that is switching, automatic.
switching.
So there is a digital data which is going there. Imagine you have a smart meter, right? So in my house also there is a smart meter. I get continuously the current load, what is there, then all other electrical parameters, what was my previous consumption data, etc. So that data is already flowing in. Now that data is flowing in through an information network or information highway.
Okay.
If somebody sabotages, then using that they can also tamper with my meter data,
Yes.
increase or decrease the readings maybe. Okay, I'm just giving a very simple example. Or maybe using that data, they can simply trip my power supply also in the worst case. All those fears are very real. Now, when you are having such systems in place, and more so they are coming up, people are already incorporating secure systems, cyber secure systems, which are there in place. I'll give an example. Central City Authority is, there are regulations which are already in place for cyber security.
Oh, yes.
And critical infrastructure has already been defined by the government. And electricity installations are one of the critical infrastructures. In very simple languages, I'll tell you there are certain cyber security standards. Like, for example, if you are connecting a grid through a SCADA, again, SCADA is Supervisory Control and Data Acquisition System, which is a software.
Okay.
Now, this software, when it is connected to the hardware which are there in the field, there are certain protocols. Now, these protocols are supposed to be coded in a way which is cyber secure. That means, meaning no other alien people or person has an access to it.
Yes.
They cannot hack into it.
They should not. Yeah.
That is number one. Number two, if they hack, before they are causing any damage, it is detected and neutralized. Number three, there should not be any sleeper cell, some bug sitting inside your system for years and years, and it is taking a sweet time to find that opportune time to attack you.
Yes.
Using as a cyber terrorism. Okay, so therefore, to avoid this, there is a software operation center, security operation center, SOC.
Okay.
Which is being established across all DSOs, including us, mandated. And there are certain cyber standards, as I told you, I won't name them because it's too technical,
okay,
which are already there, using which they are going to be established. That means they are your routine monitors. Just like you have a transmission operation center, the SCADA control center are there. These are SOC.
SOC, yes.
Yeah, security operation center. Now, the job of this security operations center, these are all automated, super scale AI driven softwares, which are monitoring each and every pinpoints which are churning that amount of data. Right? When I talked about smart meters,
yeah,
I talked about SCADA remote telemetry units, which are there in each of these places in the field, which is used to transmit the command to the circuit breakers to make or break.
Yes. Yes.
Then meters of the customers, meters established within the grid, on transformers, on power transformers, on 11 kV cables, 33 kV cables, 66 kV. These are called grid meters.
Good. Okay.
So RTUs, grid meters, and then consumer meters. Apart from that, any distributed energy resource like inverter, EV charger, smart plug, and maybe a distributed wind generation, battery storage inverter, all these DERs have to connect to the grid using a certain protocol. So these SOCs are going to monitor each and every, and this is going to be a humongous task because you are monitoring millions of such entities every minute, every single minute.
Yes, of course.
And there are ways of doing it. And you require a very huge bandwidth to do this. I mean, the operational bandwidth. So a very fast network.
Yes.
Okay. So in long story short, yes, that is a threat, but no, it's not be a deterrent. It will not be a deterrent that no, why should I do that?
Yes.
Remember, we were very adverse to UPI because no, this is going to expose myself to the network, and my entire bank will be siphoned off.
Yes.
Account.
It'll be very easy, basically,
Yeah.
for somebody to do.
So, RBI, the Reserve Bank of India is giving you so many tips how to avoid cyber phishing
Yes.
or fraud, cyber frauds, financial frauds. All those things are there. So if we are safe, if we are taking those measures, we will be safe. We can't be, we can't afford to be slack. Same here. Security operations center are being established by each and every utility which are having critical infrastructure mandated by the government, and this is being monitored at the very highest level. Why? Because this is a very potential tool in the hands of the terrorism.
Yes.
Cyber terrorism, using power network as a cyber tool, a cyber terrorism tool. This already happened in some of the countries across.
Yeah, I was about to say whether it has happened in some other country where we should be aware or precautionary.
Yeah. So if you, and they were, but they were able to neutralize it, like Ukraine, for example. It is very much widely published.
During the war or before that?
Before
Okay.
the war, before the war. So there are multiple reports of some of the websites of the government entities getting hacked.
Yes.
And brought down.
Yes, we have seen that. Yes.
Brought down, right? So they are just the tips of the iceberg. You never know, they are entering into as a sleeper cell inside your network. They are there, you're not able to decipher them. And they are going to strike at the time when you are least expecting.
Yes.
Okay. The examples are very much there. So cyber terrorism and cyber attacks, attackers basically, hackers, they are very much active. They had been active, they are very much active, they will be active.
Yes. But we'll have to keep.
We'll have to keep our vigil.
Yes.
And we have to be very sure, like very simple steps, like for example, whatever systems that you're using, keep your antivirus things always updated, even on your phones.
Yes.
And do not download or link or click those links, or those very simple precautions were very effective precautions. So they have to, nowadays people are saying even if you open the mail, that will go to install a malware into your systems, and that is going to sleep. It's not going to do anything to you, but it's going to ship all your data, whatever transactions that you do, in hibernating mode to some other servers. So this SOC is going to monitor those traffic also. If some sleeper cell is already there, it's already there in the system.
Yep.
But it will see the pattern of the data being transmitted, and there's something is fishy here. Then you find out.
So this discussion now seems to be more of an army sort of a discussion that you are talking on that each sleeper cells. But yeah, good to know that, because cybersecurity is something that people are very much will talk about, and UPI is one example where India have actually shown that we can create a system like this which has not been built anywhere in the world, and we can still run it. We've been operating this for long years, and similarly, and it's a very progressive system, but others wants to take from us. Similarly, I think we will have to keep doing the digital things in these the electricity area also, energy sector, and but we'll have to keep having precautions on that. What do you think could be could be a headline in 2047 that you want to see?
Headline could be safe digital green electricity and energy, where it is more distributed and democratized. So people have control over their own energy usages, and they are partnering with the grid operators, shoulder to shoulder.
Sure. Now that we have built the vision of 2047 for India, how do you think we'll be able to achieve this? What are the policies? What are the innovations that India should have? Or what are three core things that you see should be there, probably not in 2047 itself, but probably in 2030, which will take us there? What it could be?
So the government, you see, both at the central level and the state levels, they are taking such steps. One example which I told you about the Indian energy stack.
Yes.
The government is agile that this is the democratization of electricity or distributed is the future, and therefore India energy stack. So that they are taking. Second, they are talking about, say, for example, promotion of more distributed generation resources. So PM Surya Ghar Yojana, for example. Okay. And similarly, they are promoting more and more electric vehicle charging distributed. So, and storage promotion, for example.
Yes.
The way the network definition or the network has to be planned, more and more flexibility has to be introduced. Just let's be very clear that as you are introducing more and more variability into the grid, earlier the variability was only from the demand side. Supply was stable, no, coal, gas, hydro, all is very stable.
Yes.
But now the variability from the supply side is also increasing. So wind, solar,
So the
variability,
more mixes that you're using, the variability
variability is
increases.
increasing. So the variability is there from both the sides, supply side and the demand side. The demand side also, the variability is now going multifold. Why? Because the demand is also becoming a prosumer.
Yes.
It's no longer a passive demand.
Yeah. They are also producing and
So
sending
ultimately, we are heading towards more chaos, right? So ordered chaos. We have to put an order into
Ordered.
the chaos.
Yeah.
You have to put an order into the chaos. Okay. So therefore, the policies that are being put forth, including the grid code, the regulations which are coming in, policy level, the recognition of the fact that more flexibility is required in the grid, and therefore the lot of clarifications which have been issued by the government on the storage front over the last say 3-4 years,
Okay.
and many more to come, which I anticipate with more and more new technologies coming in. Of late, the CA came out with the batteries best security regulations, safety and security regulation. Okay? The draft is already there. Then comes your democratization of electricity. So therefore, peer-to-peer. Therefore, the whole roadmap. Ministry of Power came out with a roadmap for the power market reforms in the country.
Yes.
I won't talk about the jargons. Some of them are already under the pilot mode right now. So the way to sustainability is through distributed sustainability, where more and more people are stakeholders. And for that, the top 3 policy drivers that you are talking about is A, recognize that the flexibility is key to sustainability in the future, and therefore take some steps. I gave you some examples.
Yes.
Second is enable the consumers to be a part of that particular sustainability revolution. Initially, they might feel that this is not worth it. For example, PM Surya Ghar Yojana I'm talking about, where the government is giving subsidy, promoting the people to go the solar way, or maybe promoting the people to go and adopt electric vehicle, promoting the industries to adopt green hydrogen practices, for example. And now you have Energy Conservation Act and mandates coming in over there, which are pushing people and industries and corporates alike to go and more about RCO, renewable consumption obligations, for example, and policy models where we are moving towards a very one grid kind of copper plate kind of scenario. And I'll tell you how we have moved there. Gone are the days when the transmission loss were calculated using post stamp method.
Post stamp
Method.
Okay.
Postage stamp method.
Okay.
What does it mean? Suppose you are consuming power in Mumbai, and the power is getting generated in Assam. So from Assam till Maharashtra till Mumbai, all those states which are coming in between, the charges are getting added at each and every node.
Every state is adding
Every
their own
state.
charges.
Yeah.
Wow. Because it's being transmitting to that place.
Okay. But then we reformed, and which is yet to be in US, for example. We have reformed. We went ahead and went on to point of connection charges, POC. What does it mean? There is a point of connection of generator which is in Assam. There is a point of drawal in Maharashtra, Mumbai. So only those
So
charges
one source
will
and
be
a
added.
destination.
That's it. So how was it possible? We modeled the entire EHVN network on a software, created a digital twin.
You're saying EHVN?
Extra high voltage network.
Extra high voltage.
EHVN.
Okay.
Extra high voltage network. 400 kV and above.
Okay.
Okay. This was done by Grid Controller of India. Those days it was called Power System Corporation. POSOCO.
Okay.
Okay. So this change happened. Right. And now we have General Network Access Regulation. GNA, the POC is also gone. So one nation, one transmission loss.
How does that as compared to the previous one?
So earlier it was each state you are adding up.
Yes.
Then there was one at injection, another at
the
drawal.
Destination. Yes.
And now it is one number. How? Because you have modeled the entire EHV network on a software.
Yes.
You are running load flow studies, and you are exactly able to know that how much loss is going to be there, and it is socialized across the nation.
Okay.
So the idea is to create a expressway.
So who pays in this case? So basically, initially every state was adding their charges, The second was one POC, one source and a destination. Maybe the charges are applicable to both. So when you say one nation, one sort of this thing, so who pays for it? So basically,
All the Discoms, all the DSOs,
okay,
at the central transmission
okay,
utility
okay.
losses,
So
CTU losses.
everybody is paying.
Everybody,
So all
socializing.
discoms in India, you are saying.
Yes,
Okay.
CTU losses.
Now it's not even like anywhere to anywhere, everybody has to pay. Is that so? Okay.
Yeah. And that is rationalized.
Okay.
That is
got
all
it.
rationalized.
Yeah.
Hardly maybe 3%. Or
Yeah,
less
it's
than
the
that.
burden is so everywhere it's going, the burden is lesser for
Exactly.
each
So
one.
that way you are able to develop, and that's what we have been able to do in India. That is the very important policy push. For example, to transmit electricity from New York area to California is not possible. I mean, in US, there is a huge queue system.
Okay.
Transmission line is not there. But in our case, transmitting power from Assam to Maharashtra or maybe from Kashmir to Tamil Nadu is seamless. You simply apply for GNA, General Network Access. The CA has already come out with the plan to boost the green corridor for evacuation of the green electricity across the country. That plan is in the public domain.
Wow.
Pan India. Okay. So that way, that aspect, the policy aspect and regulatory aspect of creating a power transmission superhighway, and now the same thing is now expected to be at the low voltage level, which is India Energy Stack. So the moment we have a very seamless digital twin of entire superhighway transmission and distribution and sub distribution,
Okay.
you are looking at revolution.
Yes.
Which is the whole aim of this India Energy Stack.
Okay.
And that has humongous advantages.
So it's all at every level that you are building.
Every
this.
level.
That is when it can be successful.
So today you might have heard of resource adequacy exercise being done. What is resource adequacy? Whether I have enough power supply, whether I have enough transmission lines, whether I have enough distribution line to meet the growing load, not today, but in the next 10 years, and every 15-minute time block. You can't plan only for peak.
Yeah, that you talked about. Yes.
Because peak is now misnomer.
Yes.
Now you're talking about net load. What is net load? Net load is the total demand minus your renewable energy generation. So therefore, net peak demand might be different than your traditional peak demand.
Because some part is already taken care.
Yes. That's okay. So when you are doing this, you are trying to project the net demand, which is total demand minus the green energy generation. When you create such superhighways, then the path is already created for seamless transmission and distribution of electricity or supply. That is one of the major policy challenges which the government has already embarked upon. The transmission level, we are already there and growing. Distribution level, we are now with this IES, they are envisaging this. And this is not only going to help in the distribution planning, but also in operations. I talked about finding out what are the how do you quickly restore and find out the troubleshooting part. I talked about that. And then also peer-to-peer trading. So that way that is the only way you are going to trade your electricity sitting here in Delhi with your some peer in Chennai. Or maybe you have an electricity connection in Delhi as well as Chennai. You are able to transfer benefits from here to there.
That's also true.
Seamless.
Yeah.
Just like you do Uber. Same Uber app you are able to use in Delhi, Chennai, Maharashtra, anywhere else, and also across the globe. The same electricity app you would be able to use pan India, for example. Okay. So for that, the three policy that you're talking about is one is the Indian Energy Stack, and that is creation of the digital and forming up the whole capacities, the local one. Second is about promoting more and more distributed resources, what the government is trying to talk about. Third policy incentive, which is being already there, is creation of capacities, manufacturing capacities within the country. So battery storage, cell manufacturing, not only assembly, cell manufacturing, solar cell manufacturing, then electric vehicle assembly and electric vehicle battery manufacturing here in the country. So that is being promoted by the government. So that we do not start replace the import of the oil by replacing import with the batteries, which we are doing today to some extent. Okay. So these three are very, very important measures, but there are many more. There are many more. So usage of technology. Usage of technology is paramount. cyber security policy is very, very paramount. You like it or not, technology is going to overtake. AI is just going to overtake. You see, AI powered data centers going to be the biggest power guzzlers and demand movers in a very short while to come.
Yes.
Right, so that's the way we are moving to, because the humongous amount of data can't be handled that way. The
Yes.
data centers have to come up.
Yes.
And these are going to be AI powered and therefore power guzzlers. So in the next 5 years only, you're going to see a lot of demand for the data centers.
Yeah,
And
we've seen one being built by Adani and Google, I think, in Visakhapatnam.
there are many
There are
more.
multiple
There are multiple
ones that would be.
Even in Greater Noida they are building one. So there are multiple such points. So how to provide them with green, secure and stable power without burdening the existing network,
Yeah.
because
So-
they are around the clock power.
So can we say, because the most of the things that you talked about, so our top level, I would say, generation is sorted, transmission is sorted across India. I'm talking about. While the only gap that is left is at the
Distribution.
distribution level.
That's where the focus is.
That's where now the focus is going, and we can see a lot of changes, a lot of things are happening, and getting that also sorted in some years.
Yeah. So for example, the electricity amendment bill has already, again in October first week, they have placed in the center.
Okay.
Right, and it is I would say proposing very new things, which if accepted and all, is going to usher in good things. So it's a mixed bag, but yes, there are very good things about it. It has been attempted earlier as well, but that again is a very good attempt to reform the sector.
Okay. And when you talk about a lot of renewable energy, so will that make it the electricity cheaper for everybody in India in some period, or will the price of the electricity will lay stagnant or can go up also? But will
Oh, yeah.
renewables help?
No, this is very interesting. See, when you say renewable electricity, let's peel it off. What is renewable? You're talking about solar, you're
Yes.
talking about wind, you're talking about battery storage.
Yes.
You see the prices of solar panels or solar cells, the prices of the battery storage. And I was reading a very recent report from DNV. IE also has similar reports. IRENA has similar reports. The prices of this have fallen drastically in the last 10 years.
Yes.
They're not going to rise from there.
Yes. The solar panels, we've seen a drastic drop.
Even the battery prices.
Even the battery prices have gone down recently. Yeah.
Yeah. So these two pillars, two cornerstones. For example, the advancements are being done in wind power as well. Offshore wind, for
Okay.
example. Today the offshore wind costs are very high, but the innovations are happening.
Okay.
So this technology innovation is going to push down the prices to the lower. It's not going to go up. Unlike thermal, like coal or gas, where the prices go up. Why? Because the cost of mining the coal, etc., goes up over a period of time.
Okay.
But it's not going to be the case here. You talk about solar panel prices, you talk about the battery storage prices, which have reduced due to very scientific reasons. The way we have been able to master the technologies, innovate. In solar, for example, from polycrystalline to monocrystalline, now TopCon, perovskites, and many more, where we are increasing the efficiency, packing more power in the same area in the cell. And the raw materials are not a problem at all. Second is the secondary mining, critical minerals, secondary mining of the critical minerals. So there is a complete circular economy where the world has graduated. So long story short, the prices of renewable electricity sources, be it wind, or solar, and then storage, which is storing the electricity, is going to be on a depressed end. Even you talk about Bloomberg or any other, which are projecting the prices in the next, say, 5-year, 10-year terms, the prices of the cells are going on a decline.
Yes.
In terms of, like, if you talk about LFP technology, lithium iron phosphate, cathode, anode, the technologies to manufacture them, the capacity is already there. And China has done a lot to expand such capacities globally. Europe and America have also done it, but not as scale as China. India, we have started late, but we are now building gigafactories. And you would see many of these gigafactories starting on the block next year.
Yeah.
Many of these major players. You talk about battery storage, you talk about solar panels manufacturing, etc., and the cell manufacturing. There are multiple other technologies. We are not only dependent upon one LFP. You have sodium ion,
Yes.
you have solid state batteries, zinc, and a family of others. Pump storage anyway has been a very reliable thing. We are moving to technologies and critical minerals which are in abundance. So therefore, the cost of technology to refine them and convert them into usable material is also on a decline.
Yes.
Air is free, so far so good, and so is the solar power, so is the wind, so is the hydro, water, for example. Otherwise, you don't have to mine them,
Yes.
unlike coal
The
or
critical
gas,
minerals. Yeah.
right? Fossil, basically. So the cost of renewable electricity is anyway to be on a declining path. Of course, there has to be a suitable market mechanism and price discovery model. Otherwise, there would be people who would be willing to take advantage of arbitrage. You know what happened in Europe when the Ukraine-Russia war erupted? So the green power producers were making a lot of money.
Oh.
Because they were coupling that price with the gas, which was shooting the roof, hitting the roof. Then the market operators and the regulators came into play. So, of course, such regulatory and market oversight will remain. But as far as technology is concerned, we are not expected to see any upswing in the prices. And therefore, we are moving towards a more, reducing cost of the electricity. Now, naysayers might say, boss, there is also a cost of balancing the same because this is variable. How do you account for the balancing cost of the variability? Now, the balancing cost of the variability, and again, comes the concept of flexibility. So, we are now flexing our generators, flexing our transmission, flexing our distribution, flexing also our behind the meter solutions. And one of the most important source of flexibility is storage, fast storage. And again, as I said, the technology of the storage, the prices are coming down. So we don't see the flexibility cost also on a higher side.
That should also keep going with.
Yeah. And second is energy efficiency. So as we are investing into technology, we are creating, for example, the same cooling that I am going to experience can be delivered with much lesser quantum electricity. And that's where your 5-star labeling.
Yes.
We already have a robust plan in India, 5-star labeling program. So that way, energy efficiency goes hand in hand with the technology for renewable electricity generation. And that way, both these factors are going to push the electricity prices to a lower level. Last but not the least, we should be agile to more volatile climatic conditions and weather conditions. And if we consider those things factored into place, we should not be really seeing any shock in the electricity prices. For example, in Texas, there was a uh, very strong thunderstorm and avalanche kind of situation where power was not there for multiple days.
Yes.
So people who had some storage or local, so they were able to survive. So for such situations, for such outages, the long duration storage, like for example, hydrogen, green hydrogen, which is for months, if not days. And there are many such technologies which are being worked upon now. So they become more reliable. So we would see a bunch of technologies. We are already working on it. For example, long duration energy council is there. Storage council, LDES council is there, which is working on such. In India also, we are trying to see how do you reduce the cost of the green hydrogen, and other long duration like thermal storage is there, where you can take care of such climatic and weather related phenomena.
Wow.
Okay, where you
The
have
climate
uninterrupted
shocks.
Climate shocks. So you will have uninterrupted source of power even in those periods. Those maybe once in a 5 year, once in a 10 year, once in a 20-year kind of periods. Because the weather gods are not going to be very kind the way we have played with Mother Earth so far. So, but for them also we have the solution. So, in long story short, yes, the renewable electricity is going to see the reduction in the prices. We have reserves. The prices of the reserves, the cost of the technology of the reserves are also coming down. In fact, the long energy duration storage Technologies are also now are expected to attain grid parity. When I say grid parity, meaning the price of the power on the grid, okay, not higher, in the next 5 to 6 years. The way the advancements are, research is happening over the globe, not only in India, and there are cross collaborations as well. So yes, future looks good in terms of reduction in the prices for investors.
Okay. And because we've been talking about the distribution companies network in India, and that is where the India is also doing a lot of things. And we've seen BRPL has won a lot of award, and the rating of the discoms have been really, really up, which is unlike for a lot of people, because when we talk about discoms, it's very difficult to get work done with them. That's what we have been hearing with a lot of CPOs, with a lot of people, the stakeholders that we work on. So where do you think? So we have seen that DMRC, as when they did their metro rail project, they've done it immensely well. So they've been working as a consultant. They've been doing a lot of things with the other metro rail corporation. Can we actually see discoms like BRPL helping the other discoms and getting it what they have done in a good manner? And if that can be replicated in the other city, in more of a collaborative sort of an initiative.
Oh yes. See, we did this in Ethiopia. So we were a part of consortium with NHPC and Power Grid, where we helped Ethiopia build their complete distribution network and distribution system. That was around say 10, 15 years ago. Okay. And over the years, we have been helping other utilities as well in India in a collaborative manner. Like, for example, I gave an example of Kilokri 20 megawatt, 2 megawatt, 2 hour, 40 megawatt hour
Yes.
battery storage. The last 6 months, we had so many visits. We had taken so many sessions, technological sessions, deep dive sessions, regulatory sessions, marketing sessions for the utilities in a collaborative way. And now we are very, satisfied to see that there are many other utilities who are now planning, and in fact, the regulatory commissions are eyeing them. That how did you manage in how a regulatory commission in Delhi was satisfied? What were the parameters? So that way. So in a collaborative way, yes, not only here but rooftop solar, for example, or energy efficient devices. How do you roll that kind of program?
Yes.
So all these things, I mean, a digital twin, for example, we are doing. So a digital twin program that I talked about, the low voltage, to my knowledge, we are the only one doing in the that level as of now in India. Other one is Jaipur, which is doing up to 11 kV level digital twin.
Okay.
So such things are good to be spread out as a solution for the global, not only India but global South. So organizations like International Solar Alliance, they are promoting the good cause for renewable across the globe.
Yes.
And they are trying to foster collaborations across the globe, right, across the member countries as well as beyond the member countries. So I see a good role the utilities like us can play over there in promoting the solutions that we have built or will be building in India, in Delhi, for example, towards a global solution, global South solution across South America, Africa, Southeast Asia, etc. It's not only about India alone.
Wow.
That's how we are aiming for.
So I believe any other discoms which are listening in India to this, probably they can also reach out to BRPL for some work.
Yeah,
And
sure, sure.
great. So that was amazing conversation that I had with you. Next segment that we have is with on the myth busting session, and we've kept it very small this time. So let me just start with, and this is a question that a lot of household, or I would say this is a question that a lot of mothers or parents ask with their children. If they are an electric engineer, they can always fix a fan or a motor. How true is that? And you being an electric engineer, have you ever actually faced that question from your neighbors or your parents?
See, I don't blame the parents or somebody because they electrical engineer and electrician both have two different skill sets. Their educational background and those things are very much different. Uh, Very less similarity.
Yeah.
Right. So electrician would be more of an operational aspects, and instead of but electrical engineer would have multiple streams.
Yes.
So unless and until you have specialized in equipment design and manufacturing as an electrical engineer, because as an electrical engineer under your undergraduate course, you're not taught how to fix a fan.
Yes, exactly. You've been taught the theory on it.
We are taught the theory of it, building a power system, design of induction motor, design of a generator, because ultimately fans are also induction motor only, AC fans, right? So we are aware of the theory, induction motor, how it operates. We are aware if it is not operating, for example, if the fan is not operating. There are very few, 1, 2, 3, 4 reasons for it. A, check all the electrical inputs and outputs, basics, whether the power is going inside or not.
Yeah.
Second is check the capacitor. Whether the capacitor has derated, you replace the capacitor. Third is, if not working, then check the windings of the AC motor. If the windings are correct or they have been shorted. Now, troubleshooting can be done by electrical engineer, but fixing can't, because we never had chance to rewind the whole motor, or even if we had chance in some of those workshops, electrical workshops, that was very far too less.
True.
Unlike an electrician, which is diploma holder and who's trained to do that only, his core training was in that only. So the difference in an electrician and electrical engineer, and both have important roles to play. I'm not demeaning anyone. Electrician is also very important, electrical engineer is also very important. So for example, electrician cannot be asked to design a whole power grid.
Of course, yeah.
He can't. He's not trained for that. But electrical engineer would be.
True.
But power grid is equally important to that as a fan as well. This fan is what your parents, your neighbors see, because they fail to see that this fan is getting power from that massive grid, and that was planned by your electrical engineer. So there is no comparison for such. Yes, whenever I have faced such questions, when I gave them the rationale, they were able to appreciate.
Okay, very nice.
This is true, and of course, we know, as I explained to you, we know that where is the fault. But then if there is a capacitor thing, then I'll simply bring in the capacitor and fix it up. It's not a problem. But then if it is a winding issue in the fan,
then you'll have to call
then
on
you'll
somebody.
have to go to somebody and maybe go to the shop and get it rewind and that.
So this is a message to all the parents have been asking their electric engineers, and this is the response from the CEO of BRPL himself, who have been powering all your homes. An electrical engineer will not be able to fix your fan or motors. Please suggest that. Maybe probably in the future, but not just after he has completed his education. On that, so that was on a light-hearted note. On that, so we have also saw in people that talk about that why they're not going for solar roof basically, and they said that it does not work out in winters. Is that true? How much is that true actually?
See, in fact, the solar photovoltaic cell, photovoltaic meaning it will going to work using the electromagnetic spectrum, the visible portion of it, photovoltaic, right? So the light is going to be converted into electricity. That is the principle.
Yes.
In winters, if the sun is shining, if the sun is shining, there is no way why it won't be producing it. But if there is a fog or a smog, then the intensity of the solar light is low. Then of course the production levels will fall.
Okay.
But it's not true that the winter generation, in fact, the solar panels are designed to perform the best at ambient temperature of 25 degrees Celsius. It is again a myth that solar will produce at high temperatures at a higher rate. No. So therefore you see the Ladakh and Leh, they have a very good irradiation. The temperature levels are also maintained. Therefore the output you can expect per square meter of solar is very much there in Ladakh.
Wow, which is fully cold, a very cold city, I would say.
So in Delhi, for example, if it is the month of February and the sky is partly clean, the AQI is maybe 50, 40, 30, I don't know, whatever.
Okay. If there is no smog or anything else, but
Nothing.
if it's clean,
And
even though it's winter,
25 degree temperature, it is going to be the best period for you to generate. If you are cleaning your panels, your panel is clean.
Yeah. So that's good information for all our audience also, which might just be looking forward towards building a solar panel on their rooftops. In addition to that, there's been a lot of questions talking about on smart meters, because there are a lot of replacement might just happen, and people feel like that this could be another way of charging the customers only. Is that true?
It's not about charging the customer. It's about giving the power in the hands of the customer in terms of how do you control your power, how you consume. It gives you more analytics in your hands. It's not like that the smart meter is going to, read faster. Imagine those days when the electromechanical meters were replaced with the static meters. People used to complain about static meters are very fast.
Okay.
Okay. So my consumption used to be then 5 units, now it is 10 units. Not like that. They are more accurate. Okay.
Yes.
So the smart meters, all they are doing is they are adding the smartness of communication. Otherwise, the measurement thing is already there. No? Static meters are equally accurate. So very accurate meters would be 0.5 S class.
Okay.
0.2 S class are grid level meters. Okay. So smart meters are going to tell you the granular level of they have added the time aspect to your meter data.
There's
So
more of an analysis that would be available because of these meters.
yes,
That's
more
the
of analysis, real time analysis to you. So they can be integrated on your apps, the mobile apps, where you can get the real time data about your instant consumption, about your most recent consumption, maybe in the last 1 hour, which appliances, when was the spike, and those things. So it is going to, in a nutshell, going to give you more clarity into you are able to dissect the load that you are consuming, and therefore you are able to make a decision as to how to control your. So it is giving you a measurement power.
Okay.
You can't control anything which you can't measure.
True.
Right. So it is giving you a measurement power, so you are able to measure it, and therefore you will be able to better control it. So you should look at smart meter that way. It is giving you convenience.
Okay, so that's something good that we are progressing towards, and people should actually take that up.
Yes, yes.
Very nice. And uh, like ending this myth busting session, but I really wanted to understand still that how big is that BRPL team, because people don't know. We only talk about armies which are protecting us at the borders of the country, but there is a team which is behind and giving us the electricity, basically enabling that we all live in a well lit and sort of things. And it's a big thing that they are doing. There's a BRPL army when we talk about how big is that.
Oh, you have army of, say, linemen, field people all there on the ground. And then you have technical feasibility finding out. We call them new connection assessors, for example. These people are there in the field all the time for you, 24/7. So I'm talking about, say, maybe about 10,000 people on the ground to manage the supply for you, including those who are sitting behind the meter and behind the scene. They are not visible to you. Those who are visible to you in terms of linemen on the streets or maybe the customer care centers, they are already there. But there are planners who are sitting over there, the business managers who are sitting there. Then there are support staff. Obviously, you should have a support staff like HR, finance, legal, company secretary. All these things are very important for a company. They're also there. So yes, we have a fleet of these, and we are very mindful of training them, especially the linemen. So one thing I would like to emphasize is the capacity building in this new age where we are talking about technology leaps being taken is very, very important. And that's where we have tied up with institutes like NPTI, National Power Training Institute of Government of India. We are also doing management development programs with institutes of repute like ISB or IIMs, IITs, etc., where we are doing management development programs for our people. We are doing a lot of program for our linemen, Urja Sarthi program. We call it Urja Sarthi. For example, we are teaching them and telling them and brushing up with the new technologies which are coming up in terms of safety. How do you fix that line while you keep yourself safe? And how do you do quality work on the ground that it doesn't become faulty again very frequent?
Okay.
Right? So the capacity building is very, very important. That's what we are focusing on very diligently. And then repeat training. So it's not like once I train and I'll be trained forever. No.
Sure.
So we are building a very integrated learning management system for each and every employee, including off-roll, on-roll, contractual, everyone. So where they would be mandated to undergo the training, take the exam, and we'll help them, learn the skills. Usage of AR and VR, augmented reality and virtual reality for training the people. Creating a digital twin of a transformer.
So,
Peeping inside the transformer without actually doing it, and then finding out the fault, for example.
yes.
Okay, these all modules. Usage of technology, IR cameras, sensors, predictive tools for asset monitoring and maintenance, drone based systems to catch the camera and the pictures of these assets and then analyze them on AI level platforms. That's what we are doing now, training our people how to use it. Okay, it's about the culture.
Indeed.
So how do you transform the culture? So how do you gently nudge them to use technology to become more productive and also more safe? So capacity building becomes very, very important. We are very much focused on capacity building, not only for the employees, but also we are trying our bit for customers. I know we have to do a lot for educating the customers, but we are also trying to educate the customers in terms of what is good for you. The home energy report program I talked about. I talked about Aapke Dwar program. When we go to them, we tell them that, for example, RCCB is important for you, residual circuit current break,
Yeah.
for leakage currents.
Yeah.
It will render you more safe, right? So sometimes people ask, it has been wonderful so far. Why should I do this? So we said that you should do this because one fine day there is some leakage in your network you never know, for improper earthing in your house. It may be fatal also.
Yes.
So if you include these systems in your place, and we have a lot of pamphlets and a lot of, in fact, in rural belts, we do what I call Munadi. Remember in those early days, people with those drums
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
used to go, suno, 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 and
Yes,
this kind
yes,
of thing,
yes.
right? On the microphones and all.
Yes.
Same things. I mean, we have a mix of rural and urban Delhi.
Nice. Yeah.
So all the kinds, like in rainfalls, rainy season, summers, winters, munadis, and people going door to door with slogans, pamphlets, digital, physical, to educate them about safety, about energy efficiency, about how to reduce your bill. So education and capacity building of the employees becomes very, very important. And these are the same employees who we are training, and they are training the customers.
Finally, yeah.
Train the trainer program. So we take pride in training and capacity building and pathways for the employees to grow in the organization by facilitating them such capacity building opportunities.
Very nice. So, leading us such a big BRPL army that we are talking about, where do you rate BRPL as a discom against the other discoms in India?
No, of course, I'm not there to rate. I mean, REC is already rated as A plus in the customer CSRD ratings. PFC is also in top 3, top 4. We are already there. So, and we are not going to stop here. We have to improve our ratings further and further and further. We have
Very
to go
nice.
beyond this.
Great to know that. And any situation that you feel like that where you felt that this is why I love my job? What's that instance?
Multiple such. When I see the smile on the customer's face saying that, okay, I'm very happy with my rooftop solar and or maybe EV, not only I'm reducing the electricity bill of mine, but also I am contributing to the green cause. So that gives me a faith that yes, whatever I'm trying to do is trying to put that smile on the face of my customer, right? Number one. Number two is when we design something good for the system, storage, or maybe a transmission line or distribution line, underground subsystems, the satisfaction that I have is I'm creating a template. For example, when I created a digital twin in West Delhi, I have a satisfaction that we have created a template which can be replicated
Yes.
across. It's not about hiding anything under your table. It's about creating a template which can be replicated, and then you see multiple people getting benefit.
Yes.
That gives you a lot of satisfaction.
This was wonderful to know about how BRPL is doing and how a leader like you have been training your staff or getting the staff together to make it better for the people of Delhi. And now we have one of our wonderful round. We call it what the FAQ. This is the rapid fire round. I ask some good questions to my guest and I expect great answers from them. So let's start. Do your friend still text you light gayi hai yaar?
No.
What's harder for you, managing power supply or managing expectations?
Expectations.
Which is more unpredictable, Delhi's traffic or Delhi's power demand?
Traffic.
One word for Delhi's power demand in summer.
Very smooth.
Wow. Who needs more power, Delhi or Twitter or these the new GPTs that are coming?
GPTs will need more power.
What's the funniest or strangest complaint you have ever received or BRPL has ever received?
So my solar is emitting radiation,
Wow.
which can be harmful to the health.
Oh, this is amazing to know that. Which Bollywood actor best represent Delhi's power demand? Is it Ranveer Singh, Akshay Kumar, or Sunny Deol, or somebody that you know?
It could be Akshay Kumar.
Okay, and I think we'll let be Abhishek Ranjan itself because that's the most we have seen the demand or the power that we have. One Delhi habit you would love to put on power saving mode.
Switch off. It is very simple. Switch off the appliances when you are not there.
What's one Delhi's neighborhood that never complains about any bills or any
Multiple
issues?
neighborhoods. Multiple neighborhoods. So, for example, you talk about, say, South X or Lajpat Nagar area, Saket area, Vasant Kunj area.
It's all calm for them. Everything
Yeah.
is going well.
Yeah.
Very nice. One thing you would like every Delhiite to understand about electricity before even complaining.
Safety aspect.
If you could store one thing besides energy, what it would be?
Money.
One myth about electricity you wish people stopped believing in.
It can be stored.
It can be stored. Yeah. One gadget you secretly want that hasn't been invented yet. It could be something very imaginative, something very personal to you also, or professionally.
Which manages the entire energy needs of me in a more predictive and prescriptive way without me even bother about it. Both the technical and commercial part.
So everything happens automatically in that
Yes.
manner. Wow.
I don't have to look at my bills or worry about anything. It does it automatically.
Wow. We see a lot of influencers in our world. Will we ever see an electricity influencer?
No, of course.
Apart from you, for sure.
There are, of course. I mean, there are peoples who we are not aware who are spreading this good word about the rooftop solar. So just like you have influencers on the digital media, social media, right?
Yes.
So there are YouTubers and there are people who are influencing the public mood. So we do have many people who are influencing people to install solar, but
Wow.
they are very less known.
But there's still one which are the real influencer in this.
There are.
Very nice. What is that one project that you would want to be remembered by 2047?
There would be multiple, but then it's creating the digital twin of the low voltage network, which encompasses not only the aesthetic part of it,
Yes.
but also digitizing the entire network with distributed like solar plus storage and EV embedded into it.
And what's one interesting thing you have seen a Delhi citizen do with the electricity? So people light their bulb, people light their houses, but yeah, something interesting that you saw.
So they are using it to keep their cattle warm during winters. They are heating up their huge water ponds.
Water ponds.
Big
Wow.
ones, especially in West Delhi, to keep their cattle like buffaloes and cows warm.
Yeah. So on that buffalo thing, yeah, that happens on a lot of times in the villages. We don't understand that, but for them, it's like भैंसिया को भी तो गर्म पानी चाहिए सर्दी में. And what's your vision for maybe 2070 when we achieve net zero?
Regarding electricity?
Yes.
Electricity becomes more fungible. The technologies become more fungible. Just like air, which is there all around, but you are never able to see or feel actually, which is all around. So electricity becomes just like thin air, which is all around. It may so happen it might be wireless then. It becomes a part and parcel of our lives. Electricity may not be the only form of energy then. There could be other forms of energy apart from electricity at point in time, which is able to satisfy our all needs.
और दिल्ली की जनता का एक फाइनल सवाल है, कब होगा या किस ईयर पे when we can actually see all the wires which are hanging on top of us will be removed? What is that prediction that you can create?
There is a journey to it. I can't put a date to it, but there is a journey. Of course, I'm very happy that the right decisions and directions are I can see here live in Delhi. So things are happening, but I can't put a date to it.
Okay, great. So, sir, Abhishek, sir, it was pleasure talking to you. It was nice conversation we had on all the electricity and the energy mixes that we will have and a Vision 2047 that you created.
Thank you so much, and I love this conversation, Priyadarshi. Thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you. Thank you for watching this episode of What's the Vision. We had a great conversation with Abhishek today. If you like this conversation, do share this episode with at least one person. I'm sure they will love it. Do follow this channel if you have not done it yet. It helps us to bring more visionaries like him in the future too. Till the time we meet next, thank you.